All right, let's try a challenge now. So this says these equations can sometimes be quite lengthy depending on how many manipulations we might do to two sides of the equation. So it says consider this equation here, and this looks kind of crazy, right? We can only attack it using our strategies. And remember, our first strategy should be looking for any distributed property, right? So I have parentheses. If I have parentheses, I got to do distributed property. I'm noticing parentheses here, right? I'm seeing parentheses here. I'm seeing parentheses here. So this tells me I need to do these distributed properties before I do anything else. Everything else is just going to drop down to the next line because it's not a part of this first step. Okay, I don't want to lose any of this stuff because it's part of the equation, but it's not part of what I'm doing right now, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Okay, so the first step I'm going to do is this 2 times the two things inside these parentheses. So 2 times x gives me 2x. 2 times 3 gives me a positive 6. And again, I'm bringing all these other things down. So I've got my plus 3x and plus 4. That's what that side's going to look like. I've got my equal sign on a line, equal sign on a line. All right, on this side, I got to do some more distributive property. So again, I'm distributing a 2. So when I distribute that 2 times x, that gives me a 2x. And a 2 times 20 gives me 40. And then this other stuff comes down right along with it. Make sure my signs come with it as well. This was a minus x and a minus 6. Okay, now we still have a lot going on here, okay? My next idea is to combine like terms. So remember back to a lesson or two ago when we talked about combining like terms. Whenever I have situations where I have more than 2 terms on a side, it's more than likely that I have some terms that I can combine, okay? So I'm noticing that I have an x term and an x term there. I have an x term and an x term here. Now, you're going to ask, Mr. Hartrick, why can't I just add them all together and put them on a side? Well, when they're on the same side, you can do that. When they're on opposite sides of the equal sign, that's when we have to talk about our strategies that we did in our previous lesson, talking about variables on opposite sides. There's different ways that we can go about that. But when they're on the same side, we're just combining like terms. So I see a constant term here and a constant term here, constant term here, constant term here. All right, I'm all annotated up. Now I just got to combine the ones that are like. So 2x's and 3x's makes 5x's on this left side. Okay, a 6 and a 4 makes a 10. So what I have simplified over on that left-hand side is 5x plus 10. On the right-hand side, I have 2x's, take away an x. That gives me an x. Then I have 40, take away 6, gives me a plus 36. And now we have something that looks very similar to last lesson when we were doing variables on both sides. Okay. And of course, I got my equal sign on the line there, equal sign on the line. All right, so now I got to get rid of the smaller one. The smaller one in this case is just the x. So I'm going to get rid of that x, minus x, and I'm going to line it up over here and get rid of this 2. Okay, and I'm going to pause here, and I would like you guys to finish this problem from here and find for me what x equals. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.